Let's go ahead and get this thing going. Got a couple live feeds going in here, asking ourselves how we can do it, how we can get there. Are you focused? Are you in place? What kind of challenges are you going through? What kind of places are you? Like I was saying, we had just got off the line with the Netherlands. We were in the process of working through our challenges. We were in a place where the mentality starts to work. It's where the ability starts to work, where what you have inside is starting to become utilized. The energy inside starts to work for you. And the types of things that we make it through, the types of places that we go. You know, what are your challenges that you're facing off against today? What are the things that if you did this thing every day, that would make you you, that would make you who you are, that would make you, you know, what you have inside, what you're facing off against is there for you. And, you know, I see that there's more than one route, there's more than one way, there's more than one ability for you to be you. It's when you become who you are on the inside. It's when you use what you have that you overcome the challenges that nobody else can for you. It's when you focus to the place where you become who you are, where the things that you have inside, the things that you go through, you have the ability to make it through. You know, like, what kind of challenges are you facing off against today? What kind of place where are you in your day? What is it that you could do every day that would light up this world? What is it that you could do that would give you the place in your being, that would give you the ability to face off against your challenges, to light up this world in such a way that others see you for you? And we recognize that not always will we have what it takes inside, not always will we have all the answers, and it's okay that we don't have all the answers, because, you know, this is a beautiful place to live. It's an ability to make it through those kind of challenges. It's being who you truly are on the inside. It's being that person, that understanding that you have inside of you what it takes. And so, are we focusing to that place where nobody else can go, that you start to use your challenges for your advantage? You know, like, what does it mean to make it through something? What place do you go when you want to overcome things that nobody else can for you? And that is the questions that we ask ourselves. It's the question that we ask ourselves is, how do we get there? How do we face off against it? What does it take to overcome those types of things? And we're going to have challenges, and it's when we get used to having challenges and overcoming our own challenges that we start to focus beyond them. It's when, you know, things are not in your favor and you still are moving forward. When you feel like you're going at 2 miles an hour or 20 or 100 miles an hour, and it's the same. When your mentality is in place for you to achieve your dreams. What does it take for you to get there for you? How do you start to get there within you? At what point does your mentality take over? At what point does your ability take over? You know, what place are you inside of you that you achieve that light inside of you? Is it up to you to challenge yourself? Is it up to you to challenge the things that nobody else can for you, and to get to the place that nobody else can go? And each day we're going to have those kind of challenges. We're going to have that kind of a place where we ask ourselves that question daily. You know, nobody else can do it for you. And it's inside of your energy that you start to achieve it. It's inside of your energy that you start to manifest it. And for instance, We each have our own way to do this. We each have our own place to do this. Do we give ourselves that ability? Do we give ourselves that permission? Do we sit down with the things that are positive and negative and start to see past the things and start to choose what's positive in our life? Do we give ourselves that place to where we're using that at that level where our being is becoming that kind of light, our manifestation, our light, our energy is working and it's flowing? Do we give ourselves that kind of a place on a daily? Do we get down with what we need to? And do we ask ourselves the questions that nobody else will? Blessings to those that will see that. Blessings to those who can achieve it. Blessings to those who manifest that level of being. And for those people, this month I'm giving away free energy readings for the month of December. So if you're looking to get an energy reading, you can reach out to me. And of course, we can definitely get one going for you. So how does energy readings work? How does it work, and how do we use them? How do we use them, and how do we understand the energy inside of ourselves? Well, energy is something that flows around you, inside of you, and it is with you. And so every single human being across the face of the planet has energy inside of themselves. They have this person that they are. They have this path. They have their journey. They have their place inside of who they are. And energy is the ability to understand that and how you operate, how you work, and what you do in your daily and your mentality, and how you utilize your mentality. It's inside of that we focus. And a lot of people don't focus to that page. They don't give themselves that place where positivity and the energy that flows inside has its place. And I want to create this network so you could start to see that for yourself, so that you could start to ask the questions that nobody else would. And start to read your own energy and start to understand yourself and understand that it is a positive thing that you have energy inside of yourself. That's why it's an open energy reading, because it's here for you. It's here so we can enjoy your story, your journey, your path, your challenges in a positive way, in a positive ability. We got the networks across from Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm also going to start working on setting up a podcast so we can start getting these out there, so that we can start getting to the place where energy readings start to become a part of the everyday. Meditation starts to become a part of the everyday. Inspiration starts to become a part of the everyday. The blessings that come your way when you start to understand yourself are there for you. They're there for other people to enjoy you. They're there for other people to see you. They're there for you to see for yourself, to use your level of focus. And as I wait for other people to chime in to start asking for their energy readings, I'll start talking about what understanding of a foundation of focus is about. When we focus to the place where we're using our gifts, where we focus to the place where we're using our challenges, when we focus to the place where we are who we are on the inside, it's on that level that things no longer have the ability to stop you. It's on that level that we start to manifest our being. It's on that level where we continue to grind when other people would just give up. And are you grinding on that page with yourself? Are you giving yourself permission to be you? Are you asking yourself the questions that nobody else will ask for you? And it's inside of that we lay. It's inside of that the being is you. And so, are you that person inside of yourself? Are you giving yourself that kind of place, where you sit down with your energy, where you sit down with your being, where you enjoy your level of work, and others can see that what you're working on and what you're working with is inside of you, that you're so positive that the reflection radiates outwards, that the being inside is a blessing, because you are a blessing after all in this universe. Each of you have challenges. Each of you have things to work through. Each of you have places to go inside and out. And it's in that beauty, inside of that understanding, inside of that reflection that we find ourselves. And so, how do we focus to that place where what you have going on is not greater than who you are? How do you focus to that place where what you have going on inside is greater than what's going on the outside? Each day, we're going to have challenges. So are you getting used to your own? Are you getting used to being who you are? Are you able to be who you are on the inside and see the reflection radiating light outwards, where nothing has the ability to stop you? And it's with a light in this universe that we lay. It's within the light in this universe that we manifest. It's within the light in this universe that we are. It's within the connection in the universe that we become. And so, how do you get down to that level? How do you get to that place? What does it take for you to overcome your challenges? And each day you will have challenges. You will have things that will work for you. You will have things that will work against you. You will have to find a way through your challenges. You will have to find a way to be who you are on the inside, to face off against the things that nobody else can, and to get to the place where your journey shows its purpose, where your journey shows its path, where your journey shows its purpose. And it's that place where you are. It's that place where you recognize your light. You recognize your being, your purpose, your journey. Is each of us has a journey. Each of us has a path. Each of us has a purpose. And it's only when you recognize it for yourself, because nobody else will do that for you. Nobody else will sit down and write your book, read your story, speak your words. Nobody else could do that for you. Nobody else can become that place where you are. And so, are you working with the light inside of yourself? Are you working with the path inside of yourself? Are you working with the purpose inside of yourself? Are you using the energy on a daily that you are? Are you using the energy on a daily that shows that you can achieve it, that you are a light in this universe? What a blessing it is to have a manifestation. What a blessing it is to have challenges and to have a place inside of ourselves. You know, we each have a story. We each have a challenge. We each have a place to go to where nobody else can. And it's from within ourselves that we start to achieve it. It's within ourselves that...
Here, you can show them this.
That's a great sign, Derek.
I can give you some.
Very cool. So, let's go ahead and look at some ways in which we can focus past our challenges. You know, what kind of challenges are you facing off against today? Blessings. Blessings, where are we calling from?
From France.
Oh, I've been to Paris.
All right. Oh, when?
Last year.
Oh, and it was cool.
It was beautiful. I really enjoyed it.
And what did you like the most? Tourette's?
The people.
The people? Like me? Like French people?
I'm part French. Look at this skin.
Yes, it's true. What is up in your room? What's going on right now?
So we're talking about motivation, meditation, and inspiration. And I'm out there doing energy readings. So
All right.
So I've been doing meditation for nearly a decade.
Mhm.
And so, yeah. Have you been to the Palace of Versailles?
Yeah, but it's not the best place to meditate. It's full of bad energy, I believe.
No, the energy in the Palace of Versailles is very green.
Very green.
Yes, I went to the Palace of Versailles. I have been there.
Do you know a bit about Louis XIV?
I know about the things that happened. However, the energy is still it's a positive thing. When I was there, I could
Do you know he was such an asshole? He used to force people to fuck with him, even though...
Hold on. G-rated. Positivity. G-rated.
Right, but that's the true story of Louis XIV. He was a really dick guy.
No, I hear you. It's just I have multiple networks that are listening.
Sorry for bad energy going through. I was just curious about the... This is a kind of self-empowerment to speak like that, you know?
No, I hear you, but the energy inside of that area, that external area there, is actually positive.
Oh, yeah, this is very negative. You're right. It's green. It's very green. Yeah, you're right. Yes. It's in the middle of the forest. I'm gonna hit some grass and I'm gonna fart like a cow.
So what I'm trying to say is that even though things happened that were not really positive, the actual ground itself is positive there. When you go there, you can feel energy in that actual literal area. You know?
Well, like, I hear what you say, and I'd like to speak with you, but in the origin it was a swamp. So I don't know if a swamp can be positive, but I think it must be if you felt so. So... Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure about that, yeah.
It's okay. I'm grateful for the blessing that you guys had to be a part of the conversation. And I do realize that a lot of different viewpoints are there. And it's you know, some people may not have done positive things in those places. However, the actual place itself, the energy that comes from the place, is positive. And so... it's all comes from your viewpoint. It comes from your ability to see what you want to see out of things. That's where the mentality comes in. And we each get our own thing when we go to places, when we find ourselves, when we find our mentality inside of who we are. It shows what we're searching for, and it's when we focus to that place where we use what we have and we start to understand the energies that are around us, the energy that's within us. And so with those people that are searching for certain things, they're going to find those types of things. Blessings. I am doing energy readings. You are welcome to call in, and you can get an energy reading. And so I'm talking about positivity and overcoming challenges and using the mentality to put ourselves in a place where we focus past our challenges, because each of us face off against challenges. And so each day that we put ourselves in a place where our mentality has a place, and one person might see one thing and another might see something completely different, it's when we start to see the positivity in our ability. And it's when we see that it's up to us to see what we want to see. Like, for instance, I went to the Palace of Versailles in Paris, and I felt the energy from the plants themselves, from the energy in the universe, that it was positive, that the universe had utilized it, whereas somebody else went there and saw something completely different, because that's what they were searching for. And so are we seeing that in our lives? Are we seeing that in our days? Are we getting down with our own challenges to that place where we have what it takes inside of ourselves? And so I see that the positive and the negatives are bringing us towards that place, and I could see that that negative is bringing us closer to positivity. It's bringing us closer to what we want to achieve, where we see it inside of ourselves that the mentality is what matters. And so, are you going there with yourself? Are you getting to that place where you're utilizing your challenges, where your level of focus is inside of you. And a lot of us don't give ourselves that place to go. We don't give ourselves that kind of mentality. We don't give ourselves that kind of purpose to where we use what we have, where what we have going on inside is there for you. And so, what does it take to get there? What does it take to face off against that? What does it take for you to, see that you have what it takes inside of you, that you have what it takes to face off against your challenges, that what you face off against is there for you? And are you manifesting it? Are you letting your challenges be greater than you, or are you greater than your challenges? And how do you get through your challenges? They are your challenges. They are your place. They are your purpose. They are your level of focus. And are you giving it to yourself to have it? Are you giving it to yourself to overcome those kinds of challenges? And what are those kinds of challenges? What are those kinds of things that only you could achieve, that only you could become, that only you could manifest? And how do you work through them? Where do you work through them? When do you work through them? At what stage is it you versus you? At what stage do you have your mentality? And we have to ask ourselves these types of questions, and we got to think about how we can think outside of where other people's mentality would be. Are you free in your mind? Are you free in your being? Is your energy flowing at that level? And are you giving yourself the ability to make it through the challenges that you have? And each of us have challenges. And what are your challenges? What are your manifestation? And what are you? And what do you do on a daily to bring yourself closer to your ability to be yourself? See, a lot of people don't ask these types of questions. They don't ask how to do it, how to become it, how to work through it. They just want it to happen for them. They want it to happen inside of them. They want it to be who they are. They want it to be what they face off against. And what is it that you face off against? What is it that you want to become? What is it that you want to manifest in your day? And see, a lot of people don't ask that type of question, and then they don't get that kind of result. And when somebody asks that type of question, blessings, then they start to see that this world is a beautiful place. They start to see that their challenges can become overcome. They start to see that what they're doing on a daily matters, and how to utilize this matters, and that the things that they go through, sure, most definitely, you're welcome to call in. We can definitely get an energy reading going on for you. So I look forward to working with that, and that's what I really want to do every day. I want to help people out. I want to get their energy so that they can understand it for themselves, so that they can see the positivity inside of themselves. Blessings, blessings.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Sure. So, you use your heart a lot, huh?
Huh?
You use your heart a lot.
Yes.
And you
I
voice
do.
yourself a lot too, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. You got to work on that depth perception a little bit, though. Got to get it up there a little bit more so your nervous system starts working. Yeah, you neglect a little bit, and your orange energy and your red energy is actually one of the biggest challenges. Is in places you have a challenge trying to stand your ground in things, huh?
Sometimes.
You would almost let other people do their own thing and go their own way than have to deal with it, huh?
Yeah.
But that's why you voice yourself so much. You've gotten used to using that kind of energy. Which means that you don't have too many challenges with the ability to voice the understanding of your heart.
That's true.
And it's inside of that your thought process brings you worry, and it's because you don't feel like you can stand your ground that your thought process gives you the challenges. So how do we start to use that to our advantage? So you start understanding the energy that you have there, and that you have the ability to voice yourself, and that you speak your mind. It's not a bad thing to speak your mind, but we got to get that depth perception in place. And that is more than just in a singular day. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that'll help you with that shyness and the ability to actually start to get your nervous system to open up.
Oh.
So are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, I am.
A lot of times in life, challenges come and we don't understand how to use that yellow energy, and because we don't stand our ground in situations, we hold back the understanding. And it's okay to have the relation in the heart, but it's the understanding inside of the heart that really matters. And that's a place that you've had a lot of time that you're trying to work on inside of yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So what kind of challenges are you going through?
Kind of just like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I know that I'm opening up my heart, but it's not really, it's kind of a challenge, but I'm working through it.
Well, yeah, it's to understand that those are the strength areas, right? So the ability to, because the upper heart and the ability to voice yourself isn't, you don't feel any challenge up in this area. It's actually inside the energy of the lower being, you know?
Yeah.
And it's understanding that kind of energy. It has nothing to do with the relation. You have no challenge in the ability to relate it. You could speak your mind out 100. It's the understanding inside of the heart that really challenges you.
Yeah.
And that's because of the worry itself, but it also has to deal with the fact that you don't really feel like you could stand your ground.
Yeah. Because I tend to overthink sometimes.
Yep, and that's where that weakness in the thought process. See, the yellow energy is in the stomach. So the thoughts that we have, so to have strength in the understanding and the relation of the energy is important. So it's to understand where you got to work on, so you could use the strengths that you have, like the ability to voice yourself. There's not a lot of people who have the ability to voice their heart. So the positivity here is to use that to your advantage. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So it's in using that the things like the depth perception and the being present open up the nervous system, so the shyness goes away and the being oneself inside of oneself starts to happen.
Right.
And so the place that really has the hardest challenges inside is the ability for you to stand your ground inside of you. Not nobody else. It's you, when you in the situations that you go through and the challenges that you go through, how you stand your ground. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
And so as you work on that kind of stuff, you will overcome your challenges. It's just you got to give yourself time to do it.
Yes.
And not be worried about it. Actually sit down and be patient with yourself.
Okay.
A lot of people with hard energy, they try to, it's always got to be on. It's got to be pressed 100% or it's not perfect. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to work that way. Sometimes it takes decompression. Sometimes it takes working with other parts of oneself, others parts of their energy inside, others parts of their own understanding. And a lot of times it's they want somebody else to do it for them when truly what matters is what's going on inside.
Yeah.
So can you see your strengths there? Can you actually see how you can use them?
Yes.
So recognize that in those challenges, they're there as they're working for you. They're not working against you. They're helping you to grow in your own understanding.
Yeah.
So isn't it a blessing to have those kinds of challenges, because as you work through them, you'll overcome them. They're light. They're already there for you to work through. You just have to focus to that point. So they're blessings, in other words, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully you enjoyed your energy reading.
Thank you. It resonates. Thank you so much.
I've been doing meditation since I was 27 and I'm 34. And I used to sit inside a sauna, and I worked with over 100,000 people in the last 7 years with different jobs and whatnot. And I did 3.5 years of telesales, 2.5 years of car sales, 4.5 years of driving people for like Uber and Lyft. So I've been doing meditation for almost a decade, and I started to get on there and start helping people out, and started to realize the reflection there. And you can connect with my network. It's Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration. And if you even sit down and just let it soak into the back of the mind, it will start to help you to work on those challenges that you're having.
Right. Thank you. I'll look into it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just hope that you have a blessed one. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Blessings. Huh? Anybody else that wants to get an energy reading is welcome to call in. We just did a wonderful energy reading there, staying in the place of positivity. I am really enjoying those hearts there. So what are the challenges that we go through, and the way in which we can use positivity to our ability to understand the energy inside of ourselves, to understand the things that we want to go through. And so each of us have different energies inside of ourselves. We have different connections with our being. We have different purpose inside of ourselves to get to the place where we want to go and to face off against the challenges that we want to face off against. Blessings, blessings. How you doing? Blessed. How you doing? So I can hear a whole bunch of people behind you.
I don't know speak English very, very good.
It's okay. I understand.
I am from UAE.
Well, that's a blessing to talk to you. I hope that everything is going well out there, and that everything that's going on in your life is a blessing. Unfortunately, we can't communicate with each other, so I'm going to open up the platform for other people to be able to call in. So let me go ahead and bring on some of these people. Positive vibes here. Let's get ourselves into a place where we're utilizing our challenges.
How are you, brother?
Blessed. How you guys doing? So, where are we calling from? Whoa. Okay, so it's okay. So blessed. How you guys doing? You guys having a blessed day? Where are we calling from?
Coming for tonight. You know for tonight?
So
You saw what?
hopefully you guys are having fun with your Fortnite, huh?
I am Muhtarif. You know Muhtarif? He
Uh,
don't play more, but I have to confront him. This is a dog. This is a dog. This is a dog. This is a dog. See my youth. This is the dog. Say the dog. Say the dog.
all right, guys. I gotta open up the chat for other people though, so I do hope that you have a blessed one. Okay.
Okay.
So, wonderful conversation there. Looking at our way that we can focus through what we're challenged with and what we're looking through, and our mentality and our ability to get down with ourselves and to focus beyond things that other people can't, to get to the place inside of who we are, and how do we focus to that place? How do we get to the ability to, yes, you can definitely call in and get an energy reading done. You're welcome to there, Takara. I do energy readings, and I have been doing meditation for nearly a decade. And I am out there to help people out, and I want to inspire you guys. So there is a button where you can call in. And so what is it that we want to achieve inside of ourselves? And I look forward to working with people and working with energy and starting to get those types of things going to where we have what it takes to overcome our challenges and to get to the place inside of ourselves where we do have what it takes. So let me go ahead and yes, so it is definitely through voice chat, because I need to actually be able to feel the energy inside, and it's very difficult to be able to do it just through voice chat, and I usually do them in person. I am pretty precise on this stuff, and I've been understanding and focusing at it for quite some time. So the understanding of energy is when you work on your own energy. When you work on your own energy, you have the ability to help out other people. So that's at least the little bit there. I have helped out people. I've done multiple energy readings. One day I did about 7 energy readings in 1 hour. It does take a lot of energy. It takes a toll on me doing them, but I absolutely enjoy them. And at this time, I'm pretty much giving them away. Usually an energy reading for a person, because it is an in-depth thing, usually is about a $25 thing to sit down and do that. I also have taught meditation, but it's to people who seek me out to actually teach it to them. I spent upwards of 5 hours straight. I stayed in a sauna without exiting a sauna. And I was off and on for an additional 3 hours afterwards. When I sat inside of my car, I thought I was going to die. All of my nerves seized, and I chose to live and not die, because, that's what it's about. It's about you facing off against the things inside. I faced off against a lot of challenges in life where the mentality was the thing that started to matter the most. And so I wanted to start helping other people out. So I started working on creating a company, which is Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration. My website is motivationmeditationinspiration.yoga. You can connect with my networks, Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration.yoga, Periscope, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'm sure that you have quite a few questions there. Like I was saying, you are welcome to call in, and you can get an energy reading done. And I enjoy doing them. I do enjoy helping people out and sitting down and helping them to work through their challenges and to stay positive in the way in which they can, and to use the tools of which held me together even when I loved someone more than I loved myself. You know, when you're facing off against those kind of challenges inside of yourself, you know, or those things that other people wouldn't do for you, it's when you are willing to make it through them for yourself that you overcome them. And I remember having almost nothing and feeling absolutely happy inside because I had everything. Because when you have nothing, you truly have everything inside. And it's inside of that mentality that your focus starts to open up. It's inside of that mentality that the foundation inside of you starts to open up. And we've misunderstood self-understanding as selfishness. We've taken the ability for people to believe in themselves out of the ability to believe in themselves. We've taught to not be who you are on the inside. We've taught people to not be honest with themselves to that level of mentality. And so that's where I started to drive people, and I saw that they weren't truly loving themselves because they didn't know themselves, so they couldn't allow the things to bring positivity into their direction that I wanted to start to help people out. I started to write things down and started to see that it was worth it, that what we have inside is there for our favor. It's there for our challenges to become overcome. And so when I started to want to do energy readings was because I could already see the energy. I had already worked on the energy inside. I wanted to help other people to understand what I already understood inside, and that you matter, that you truly matter to yourself. And it's in that level of focus is the reason why I read energy. It's in that level of being to work on oneself to the place where other people achieve it for themselves that I wanted to help people out. And so I started to charge people for energy readings, and because it was a toll on my body, the toll on the ability to sit down, and I realized that even things that you love, you sometimes have got to give it away for free. So for the month of December, I decided I'm going to give away these energy readings so people can actually see what care is. They can actually see the understanding inside of themselves. And like your friend that called in a minute ago, I gave her an energy reading. And I hope that it blesses her, that she could start to see the strengths and the ability to overcome the challenges. And each day that we do that inside of ourselves, that we give ourselves that place, that we're honest with who we are, that we manifest that level of understanding, that we help other people out by being ourselves, that we become disciplined to be who we are. And so that's what motivation, meditation, inspiration is. It's the ability to be in a place where you're focused to the point where other people see the reflection of motivation. That you are so into your own study of your being, that you are your human being, that you are present in your day, that the reflection radiates your level of meditation, that your understanding hits a place where your focus and knowledge is discipline, where your ability for you to be yourself is there, where your manifestation is a reflection, where other people see you as that reflection, where being yourself inspires other people to be who they are, where people don't have to change themselves. We're so taught you have to change this, you have to change that. What happens when you're focused and you're honest with yourself? What happens when you're working on your level of self-honesty? You're working on your self-understanding. You're working with your strengths. You're working with the person that you are inside. What happens then? When do we give ourselves that place? And I sat in the car and I delivered food for thousands of hours. Over 4,000 food deliveries I've done. I did over 14,000 trips with customers in the car. I started to realize that listening to what they were saying, that I had to say something. That just telling the stories were not enough. That, you know, and some people call me deep. And the reason they call me deep is because I'll say it exactly how it is. You are either focused or you're not focused. And so a lot of people say, I don't know how to be motivated. Ask yourself, do I have the ability to focus instead of how am I going to be motivated? How does this help me? Ask yourself, how do I help myself to be who I am? And then people started to look and say, oh, so you're talking about selfishness. No, no, no. I'm talking about selflessness. You being nothing more and nothing less than who you truly are. Who you truly are inside is what matters. The challenge is what you think and hear, how you able your mentality, how you able your ability, how you able your focus to that level where you give yourself that place. And so, what kind of challenges are you facing off against today? And I see that I have Kara here in chat, and if you want to throw some challenges, we can actually start to look at them and start to see how we can start to turn them positive. And so each day that we use our challenges as a positive thing, each day that we use our challenges to overcome them, each day as we use our challenges to get to the place where our mentality has its purpose, where we go beyond where other people would go inside, where the mentality has its place. And we each face off against that daily. And what are those challenges that only you can go through? What are those things that only you can face off against? What are those things that, you know, if you could connect your focus and your knowledge together in this thing, you could do it better than anybody else? What is that thing that you do every day that you could do even if you weren't paid for it, and you would still be the best at it? The universe yields to that. It yields to that ability for you to do that. Blessings. I like the flag there. What does it take to get down with those kinds of challenges? You know, where are you in your mentality? Do you have an able mentality? Are you disabling your mentality to have that place? Are you putting yourself in a place where you're using your energy and it's starting to flow, where it's starting to become, where it's starting to manifest? Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Hello, what's up, brother? How are you?
Blessed. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm from Greece, bro. What's your name?
Marcel.
I'm coming from Colorado. I live in London, bro. Where are you from?
So I live in Arizona, and that's a blessing. So you're calling from Greece, huh?
Yeah, I'm from Greece. I'm coming from Kavala. You know Kavala?
Camilla, Greece?
Greece, Kavala. I'm coming from Kavala. I live in London. Do you speak Greece?
So you live in London, huh?
Yeah, I live in London. My name is John, bro. How old are you? What's your name?
So I'm reading energy, and I can definitely tell that your energy is in your thought process. So you think quite a bit, huh? So, all right. Well, that was interesting. Got a call in from Greece there, huh? Okay. So, see, the joy in it is the ability to understand how energy flows, and his thought process was to communicate and to try to hold a conversation and to start to see where somebody's care is. And so it's in that kind of a feeling, that kind of an understanding, that we start to get down with the energy inside. And so it's an awesome thing to work with energy. It's an awesome thing to work as a light in the universe, and to have that kind of place. And each person has their place like that. They have their abilities inside of themselves. They have their challenges. They have their focus and their mentality. And so when we work on it, when we share it, when we truly share what we have inside, when we truly use what we have, when we truly give ourselves that place where we give ourselves that kind of permission. You know, that was pretty cool. We just got a call in from Greece. And so it's a great thing to communicate with the world and to help people across the face of the planet and to talk to those people in different parts of the world in such a way that we have that kind of connection to the universe. And you know, each of us have different challenges. We have different things that we work through. We have different places that we go, and a lot of people, they seek out this kind of mentality because it's what's not taught in school. It's not what's taught in books. It's not always what your parents teach you. It's what you got to teach yourself. It's what you got to get through inside of you. It's when everything leaves you and you still are there by yourself. Are you shaking or are you standing up for yourself? Or, you know, when your companion leaves you, you know, like 8 years I was married. 8 years I was married. My wife went off to do an internship in Europe. You know, I slept in my van for 2 months. I did meditation in a sauna. I washed my clothes every day. I loved it. I enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed that I had 2 dogs in the car and I was driving a van, that I was driving an old piece of technology, that I had a 2006 van that I was delivering food with, that I was at peace inside, that even though I didn't have everything, even though somebody had left me, you know, what page do you start to know yourself? What page do you start to become your best friend? How broken down do you have to become to the point where you are sufficient? And so that is what happens, and that's how business owners happen, because they get fed up. They get fed up with just over broke. They get fed up with allowing somebody else to become their boss. They get fed up with the challenges that they face off against, and they want to do something about it. So when do you start to do you? When do you start to ask you the questions that nobody else will? And I realized that if nobody else will ask those questions, I will ask those questions. If nobody else will sit down and say, hey, this is how I got through it, I'm going to share my story. And for those people whose wives left them, search for the best friend inside of yourself. Search for that person inside of you. And I want to help you. I want to help you make it through your challenges so that you can find that best friend inside of you. I want to inspire you to be you. I want you to see that when you are focused to the point where your focus and knowledge is centered inside of you, that you have a reflection, that you have greatness inside of you, that you can manifest the reflection on the outside, that you can bypass the pain and let it become your teacher. And so the answer comes from how focused one is. You know, Bill Gates was at a table with Warren Buffett and another. And the question that was asked was, what's the most important thing? And this was Perp Dan Pena. And it said that what was most important was focus. And so when we use the knowledge and focus that we have, we bypass all the emotion. We bypass all the pain. We bypass all the feelings, and we start to learn the lessons because they are lessons. It is our mentality that sees the ability. It is our mentality that starts to see the what we have in front of ourselves. It's with that level of focus that the universe no longer crushes you. And so it is with that focus that we start to see that we are a blessing in this universe, that our path and our purposes are worth it. And it's asking ourselves those types of questions, blessings, that give us the place inside where the manifestation radiates outwards. It's with that kind of place that I started to want to help people so they could understand their own energy. It's with that type of place that people started to seek me out to teach meditation. It's with the time. It's with the breaths. You know, we look at that Michael Jordan who shot thousands and thousands and thousands of shots to the point where the normal person would almost be insane to try to shoot what Michael Jordan shot. You know, it's insane for somebody else to try to have lived your life. You know, they would call that crazy. And it's a blessing to live your own life. It's a blessing for you to go through your own challenges. It's a blessing for you to have every single breath that you have. And so the only person that we have to ask that to is ourselves. The only person that we have to get down with is our challenges. We have to see them as a place of positivity. And as Einstein stated, become a friend with the universe. Become a friend with the mentality. Let the journey, the path, have its place. What a blessing that is. What a blessing it is for you to be who you are on the inside. Focus to that level will liberate you. Focus to that level will allow those questions to start being asked from you inside of you. It's at that level that we manifest that kind of light. It's at that level that we become that kind of reflection. It's at that level we gain that kind of understanding that the knowledge is inside. That the person inside is where the freedom lays. The person inside is where the challenges start to become overcome. And so each day that we give ourselves that place, that we get down with our ability to be who we are, to face off against the things that nobody else can for us, is when we gain that kind of understanding. And some people call that a place of reflection. They call that a place of discipline. And that is a centering of oneself. And you could tell who's centered in the universe. You could tell that, you know, when you focus to that level, you become that being that you already are on the inside. And when you're at that level, you want to help other people to get there for themselves too. You want to help other people to overcome their challenges. You want to help other people to become a reflection of motivation, of meditation, of inspiration. And that's my desire, is to see other people become uplifted, to see other people become a reflection of what they already are inside. I don't want to change anyone. I want them to see positivity as their friend. I want them to see that they can overcome their challenges, that there's a reason to study oneself to that level, that what you have inside is a blessing, that you are a process, that you have a purpose, that you have challenges, and that you can make it through your challenges when you focus to that level, when you utilize what you have inside of you. And that's up to you to see it for yourself. It's up for you to become that inspiration in this universe. It's up for other people to see you for your gifts. It's up for other people to see you for your challenges. It's up for you to see your level of understanding of your being, of your purpose, of your place. And I want to share that freedom with you. I want to share that freedom with you, that it's not just about the stories. I've listened to many motivational speakers, and they try to throw a story at you. You are the story. Your challenges is the place. The positivity that comes out of you, that you put into the universe, that vibe that you create, the reflection that you already are, is you. And so that is what is positive in this universe. Seeing past the good and bad, seeing the positive and negative forces, making positive choices in our life, making positive changes in our day, bringing positivity to the universe, to the way in which the process works through you. And that is the place where we live inside of our classroom. We don't have to leave this thing. You don't have to go to the other side. You don't have to move away from your challenges. You have to embrace the positivity through your challenges. You have to see the positivity in all the time that you are in, that you are absolutely on your path, that you are absolutely on your journey. And so, where do we lay? What does it take for you to Be there for yourself. And where do you go to gain that kind of energy? And I want to create a place, a network where people can come with their challenges, and positive people can search out ways to help them to make it through their challenges. Maybe I'll call it this network right here, Motivation, Meditation, and Inspiration. And we'll work on those challenges. We'll work on those things that you can become an inspiration to your world, that you can become an inspiration to your day. You can connect with a network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. All these networks are here for you. I just want to inspire you to be yourself. I want you to be inspired to face off against your challenges. I want you to be inspired to be a reflection of your level of mentality, that many of you are intelligent, that many of you are blessings in the universe, that you have a light that shines and radiates from your own levels of understanding, your own levels of being, your own level of purpose. So join the network, subscribe to the channels, put yourself in a place, listen to the daily mentality. Let it soak into that subconscious, to the place where you start to achieve the things in your day, that the challenges that you face off against no longer have the ability to stop you from your ability to overcome your challenges. And so I've reached out to Brazil, India, Canada, Peru, Nigeria, Bangladesh, United Kingdom, Pakistan. Just going to go ahead and read through some of the places that I've reached out to across, that I've reached within this last year, so that you can see that you matter. So those people across the face of the planet matter. So I want to say welcome to them all. And so I've had on my Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration.yoga, I had 1,788 people from the United Kingdom view my videos. From India, 302 people. From the United Kingdom, 110 people. From Burma, 102 people. From Canada, 92 people. From Germany, 91 people. From Malaysia, 59 people. From Australia, blessings. From Australia, 42 people. From Finland, 39 people. From the Philippines, 37 people. From Thailand, 36. From the United Emirates, 30. From Mexico, 25. From Netherlands, 24. From Brazil, 20. From Sweden, 19. From South Africa, 19. From Spain, 18. From Pakistan, 18. From China, 18. From Indonesia, 16. From Singapore, 15. From Qatar, 14. From Nigeria, 13. From Saudi Arabia, 13. From Bangladesh, 13. From Thailand, 12. From Hong Kong, 11. From Israel, 11. From the Ukraine, 10. From Ireland, 10. From Argentina, 10. From Chile, 9. From Vietnam, 9. From Georgia, 8. From Portugal, 8. From Denmark, 8. From the Czech Republic, 8. From Iraq, 8. From Algeria, 8. From Egypt, 8. From Japan, 7. From Belgium, 7. From Greece, 7. From Australia, 6. From Poland, 6. From Uganda, 5. From Ghana, 5. From Turkey, 5. From Nepal, 5. From Switzerland, 5. From Fiji, 5. From Bahamas, 4. From Cambodia, 4. From Slovakia, 4. From New Zealand, 4. From Colombia, 4. From Ecuador, 4. From Ethiopia, 3. From Oman, 3. From Bulgaria, 3. From Peru, 3. From South Korea, 3. From Bolivia, 3. From Tunisia, 3. From Norway, 3. From Albania, 3. And throughout the world, So I want you to recognize that your positivity can bring people together. Your mentality can bring people together. That when you put yourself in a place when you're truly who you are on the inside, the mentality can radiate across the face of the planet. That your vibration can put it in a place where other people can see it. And that's just this year. So what is it that you want to become? So this is my personal website, Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration.yoga. I have had 1,788 people view my website in the US. Motivation, meditation, inspiration. And all I want to do is share with you the tools that I used so I could get through the challenges that I did, so I could be the person that I am. And I believe when we share our gifts and when we help other people, this speaks magnitude. It speaks magnitude to the people that are hearing this message. It speaks magnitude to the yogis across the face of the planet. To those that are feel like they're not qualified to be who they are on the inside. To you that are out there that are facing off against challenges, that we all face off against challenges. I want you to start to see your energy matters. Your purposes matter. Your place, your blessings inside matter. And you're welcome to call in if you would like to get an energy reading done as well. I've been doing meditation for almost a decade. Here we go. All right. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Did I get you on there? Here, let me go ahead. There we go. Blessings. How you doing?
What up, bro? I'm chilling, vibing.
Yeah, so how's everything going in your day? You having a pretty good day?
Today's actually been like super. I really had to coast here. I don't know what kind of environment we're in.
So where are you?
I'm northern Washington State, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, hella cold. But yeah, dude, beautiful fucking state. Super chill around here.
I'm on multiple networks, so we got to stay G-rated, but I do read energy.
Sorry, dude. That's what I was asking. I'll try, dude. I'm a farmer, so...
It's all good. I understand. My brother does hay. We live out in Arizona, in Prescott, Arizona. So,
okay.
So I get it. I understand. So yeah. So your vibe is pretty good. You got a lot of your orange energy flowing. You must not have challenges in that way. The place is in that depth perception, though, brother. It's getting that strength into that depth perception. You don't really.
What does that mean, actually?
So each energy field that a human being has inside of themselves works with a whole being.
Mm-hmm.
So the example is that where we have strengths and where we have weaknesses, it's when we use our strengths to our advantage that we overcome our weaknesses. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So this is how those energies work. So your red energy has to deal with the ability to hold one's ground. Standing your ground, speaking from that place of the ground inside. Then you have the orange energy. That's where you kind of flow. That's that human organ system and that energy, like pixies, for instance, have that type of energy. You getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Then you have the thought process energy. These people, yellow is everywhere. Everywhere they go, yellow is everywhere in front of them. Their thought process, they're always worried. They're always in a place of, oh my goodness, what's happening tomorrow? You know what I mean?
For sure, dude. For sure.
As you head up higher, you head into the place of the green energy field, which has to deal with the understanding and the relation of the heart. I'm sure you've seen those people. Their hearts are just the biggest heart you ever seen in the whole planet.
Yeah.
Then you got the people who voice themselves, and then you have the depth perception. The depth perception deals with being present inside of your being, how far you see into your future. When you take a step, do you step up the curb? When you're outside, are you aware of your full surroundings? And then you have the nervous energy, which is the white energy field, which runs the nervous system, and that deals with things like claustrophobia. Those people generally, they're kind of white in light. And it doesn't matter the color. It's what's going on is the light that's actually radiating from them is in such a way that you could just see them as white energy fields in this universe.
That's wild, bro.
And so it's the orange energy field that you flow with. And so the challenge comes in the depth perception. You getting what I'm saying now?
Yeah, dude, I feel it.
And it's okay.
Yeah. Like, dude, I mean, yeah, dude, like, obviously I'm going to listen to you. I joined your scope. I have, respect for what you do. But for, like the people aspect, like, is there, like, what aura is, like, the best for, like, people?
Okay, and this is where we start elevating your type of energy. So you got to start searching out. So now that you see and you know how your energy is, right? You already know that. Like what I told you, you already know. Now, the good question that you're asking is, what type of energy should I seek out? Do you get what I'm saying?
No, dude, that's not what I was asking. I was asking because, like, I'm a very people person.
That's why your energy is like that.
That's what I was asking. Oh, yeah.
So what I would be searching for if I was of orange energy dominance and orange energy, like what you're saying, people, I would be searching out people that are yellow energy.
Yellow?
And green.
Yellow and green.
The reason why I'd be searching out specifically yellow is because those are the types of people where their energy is always on the thought. It's always like boom, 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 boom. Let's go do this.
Okay, dude, I feel like I know a few of those people.
So that's how that works, and that's why energy is it's awesome to understand, because each of us have different coding of energy and the combination inside. So, like for instance, you like to stand your ground.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, in a peaceful way. Like, I'm not at all aggressive unless, like,
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's a part of your being. It's a part of the human being. And so it's the understand how to use it to your advantage. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Most def, yeah. Like, dude, literally deadass. Like, 2 nights ago, there was a homie that I trained with at our gym. And he was getting, like, okay, so he was drunk. And I agreed to give him a ride to the bar.
Okay.
Not the bar, the fucking gas station, to get some more drinks. And, like, he comes out, he's got his case. And he starts, like, acting up with this random guy that's pumping gas. And I'm like, yo, dude, you can't be doing that. Relax.
Yeah. Yep.
Chill out, bro.
Yeah, stay away from that type of stuff. Your energy field type gets attracted to a lot of the red energy field people. They're just like, they're not good for your energy. They're not a positive.
You need to help them get out of that, bro. Like, honestly.
It starts with your.
Why are they tripping so hard?
It's because you got to let the positivity start being that thing you're searching after.
Damn, dude, you're honestly making so much sense to me right now.
And it's because I've been working with this stuff for so long. I literally started when I was 27 and I'm 34.
Oh, dude, I'm 26 right now.
Yeah. You're going through your stuff to get to where you want to be. But you got to put it in a place where you start putting the type of people around you that will help you to elevate using what you already have.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, like, I don't want to leave those other people behind. I mean, they matter to me too. I mean, I feel like they're just in a fucked up. Right?
There we go. Here's the thing. When I was sleeping in my van, when I was doing meditation, I found that selflessness is not selfishness.
Oh, man.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, yeah, that makes sense.
So you got to let those people that aren't meant to be a part of that, you got to let them go on their own path. You got to be on your own journey.
Who's gonna help them then? If not
See,
me?
here's the thing. This is the thing. You can only be yourself. The things that are going to be attracted to you for being who you are will come in your direction. If you hold on to the things that aren't meant for you, the only person that you are stopping yourself from becoming is who you truly are on the inside. And that slows down your journey, brother.
Dang.
So So let yourself be who you are and let the people that are not meant for you move out of the way. See, a lot of people look at my wife that my wife left me. I was with my wife for 8 years. I loved my wife more than I loved myself at a point. I don't look at myself as a victim. I don't even feel sorry for myself. I feel grateful for the mere fact that I was able to allow that person that wasn't meant for my path to move out of the way on their own.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude.
So things are filling me with what's meant to happen, and positivity comes in your direction when your mentality is in a place. Let those people...
Oh, did I cut you off, dude?
Go ahead.
It's like the whole thing that, like, I strongly believe that, like, the vibes that you... Because I'm, like, super about vibes, you know?
Sure.
The vibes that you put out are the vibes that you're going to receive, you know?
Well, yeah, that's because...
Maybe you're right, bro. Maybe, like, I'm searching out these other people that, like, need my help, and maybe I'm putting off those vibes, and the people that I should be looking for just don't vibe with them.
You got it. Yep. You're searching in the wrong places for the wrong people, and you're finding the negativity, and it's attracting itself to you.
I just want to make I just want to seem like, you know, useful to, like, help other people and shit, you know?
First...
Darn it, dude, I keep cussing. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. First, we find the foundation, and that lays inside of focus. What are you focusing on? What are the... Okay, what kind of challenges are you facing off against right now, for instance?
Like right now?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, like, love and financial.
Okay. So, if you're facing off against challenges in the emotional spectrum, realize that the challenges that are happening in the emotional spectrum is because of the vibration that you're putting out. So if you put yourself in a place where you're focusing into the things that you truly enjoy, right? The things that are positive for your life, then the people that will seek you out will seek you out for those things.
You don't think those other people that I'm trying to help with calming them down and stuff, is seek me out for that as well?
No.
Then why do I... Okay.
But let me explain to you why. When I was giving everything that I was to my wife, I had nothing for myself. And because I wasn't myself, I couldn't help anyone else out. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So be yourself and allow those people that don't want to be with you to move in their own direction, so that the things that are meant for you will move in your direction.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now the second area, we're always going to have challenges. I want you to think of a time during the Great Depression when the most millionaires on the face of the planet were made, right? I want you to realize that each of us have gifts inside, and when we use those things that we focus on, we can overcome our challenges. And all it is right now is the mentality to overcome your own challenges. This time is actually a great time. These challenges are great. They're meant to help us to grow. This is a growth, and it's not a hindrance. It's not a handicap.
Yeah.
It's to the person who sees it as that takes advantage of... I see this time right now as a time of expansion.
Okay.
I see that there's a lot of things happening right now that are happening in a way so that people will break down to being fed up with everything and being themselves. And the way the business owners are made is by being fed up with something to the point where they want to do it for themselves. So I see this as a time of expansion. And then that is a positive thing.
Yeah.
So financially, there's books out there like The Richest Man in Babylon. Have you heard of that book?
No.
So that helps one to start to learn how to put themselves in a place they're no longer getting financially strangulated.
Okay.
So that's a book that if you listen to it, it will start to help you out. There's things that you can listen to at night that'll put your vibration in a place, like The Science of Getting Rich. There's messages like this that share to understand your energy inside, which can help you to start to put yourself in the direction where you're using your abilities and your energy in a way where you can apply it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, for sure.
And so it's just this skill that I've been working at for so long that now people are starting to recognize it. What happened for the years and the months and the days and the breaths and the meditations inside the sauna? I spent 5 hours in the sauna one day without exiting.
That's a lot.
So when I do meditation, people seek me out. Like my great grandpa failed. He tried to do it. My uncle failed. My grandpa failed. They all failed to do what I'm doing right now.
Oh, shit.
My mom was in the ashram of Yogi Bhajan, which is the person who brought meditation to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that it's inside of your focusing on what you truly want to become inside that you liberate yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
So understand your energy has its purpose and ask yourself how you can start using that.
Mm.
And what I was doing when you first came in here was I was reading how many people across the world have actually watched my videos. And this is my website. And these are countries. And
You ask how many people are claustrophobic? Or claustrophobic? How do they fucking say that?
well, okay, so let me go ahead and talk about claustrophobia for a minute. Claustrophobia has to deal with the nervous system. In meditation, we utilize the white energy field, which is in every human being. And it's more of a gray color, but we call it white energy like you would call white noise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So white energy flows through the 20,000 nerves that run across your whole entire body. These nerves in India are called the Nadi system. It's a system of nerves that runs the whole entire body. So people with claustrophobia who are seeking me out to help them with their claustrophobia, they're seeking out the understanding of that kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like for instance, when you're doing a squat in the gym, right?
Yeah.
You're using a lot of red energy. You're using energy that's coming from your sciatic nerve system. You're using energy in the back of your arms when you do reverse flies. When you do these types of things, reverse flies.
Oh, like your tri-arm, your fucking like that, not the bicep but the tricep.
Yeah, when you're working with that, you're working with your red energy. So when you're working with different parts of your human being, and yoga, which is body to breath work, is understanding that energy and how it flows in your system. So Robert Kiyosaki, for instance, have you heard of him?
No.
He's the person, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you ever hear of that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talks about motion is nothing less than energy in motion. So,
Wait, say that again?
emotion is nothing less than energy in motion.
Okay.
So, what happens on the outside becomes a reflection from what your mind says. So your body becomes clay to the mind.
That's like the one verse in James where it's like, obviously whatever the heart feels, the tongue will spill.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel inside is gonna come out on the outside.
That's exact.
Like I can't. Like honestly, I used to be a hella Bible thumper, but I don't know. You can do your research, or whatever. But like in the Book of James, it's all about like morals and ethics, which is what I love. I'm super philosophical. But yeah, dude, that makes so much sense to me, bro. Like what you feel in your heart will eventually spill out to the outwards world.
Check this out. in the beginning, God divided the darkness from the light, right?
Okay.
And God saw that light was good.
Mm-hmm.
Before he chose to say the word saw that light was good, the light already existed.
Okay.
So this means at that moment, the point of positive and negative forces in the universe was created. At that moment, before the choice from the knowledge, was knowledge still before the saw light was good? Are you with me?
Dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm following you.
So this means that light workers and people that have been working with energy and that have been doing this were created at that moment. That means light workers across the face of the planet are a part of the biblical, to that being before that choice. That means that there's a level talked about there higher than the saw that was good.
Okay.
So that means that there's positive and negative forces, and understanding the creator of this universe is to understand positive and negative, and to go past the point of good and bad.
What is the past? Okay, so talk on that for a little bit.
Okay, so if you see it, then you can achieve it.
No.
So Andrew Carnegie, what the mind can see, the body can achieve. So what I'm talking about is that even biblically, there was a place where positive and negative existed before the word was chosen to be good.
I bet, dude. Yeah, I vibe with that. Yeah.
And so when we see it at that level, the Most High God starts to use one for their path and journey. And so what I'm saying is, when you allow those things that are positive to start flowing in, because the universe was created by that God, and so this universe, we also have a breath that was created by that, right?
I didn't mean to turn this into like a religious thing. I was just like using for an example.
Well, I like all aspects. I like all aspects.
Dude, I just didn't want to like, I don't know if like you were aiming for a different direction or anything. I'm just a caller.
I hear you. All I'm saying is that we are both mass and energy. And Einstein,
dude, for sure, 100%, yeah.
Einstein stated we need to become friends with the universe.
He stated that?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. See, dude, I'm censoring myself so much for you, bro. It might not seem like it, but I am, dude.
See, and that's a positive thing, because now you're focusing into your mentality instead of the words.
Yeah, dude, because I'm usually talking like it doesn't, like, usually, like, when I cuss, it's, like, never, because I don't get mad ever, really.
Yeah.
But, like, I just cuss, like, nonchalantly, you know? I don't even know if that's a word.
I'm sure you really would like to listen to Gary Vee.
Gary Vee. Dude, you should hit me up on, like, some other social network so you can, like, link me these things.
So, all you have to do is go on YouTube and type in Gary Vee. You'll probably really connect with Gary.
Dude, I watch him on YouTube, bro. That dude's a hella motivator.
Yep.
That guy's hella cool.
We had a conversation on LinkedIn one night, him and I.
No shit, no way.
Yeah.
What? That dude's hella cool, man. He's hella, like, yeah, he's a cool dude.
I've had a conversation with Grant Cardone's team. I've had a conversation with Les Brown. I've had a conversation with a lot of these guys. They're actually more easy to get a contact than you would actually think.
You're gonna be my first follow on this account, dude. Because I got banned. I used to have like a couple thousand, but I got banned because I was super psyched, right? I just got my buck. Check out my bio.
Yeah.
It was like it got reported for like gore. It was pretty gory. But yeah, dude, I got banned off my account for that. I didn't think they would what they did.
It's all good, brother. That's what I'm out here to do, though. and I want you to know that you can make it through your challenges, but you got to get to the mentality where you're using your energy.
Yeah, dude. And honestly, I feel like I have hella good energy.
It is. It's in that place where you're using your orange energy. There's a lot of these types of companions that you want that are getting attracted to your own energy, your own understanding of that energy. And it's the other areas that need the help.
You know what would be fun, dude? Which I used to do on my other scope, like, pretty often?
Huh.
Is look up, like, deep philosophical questions. I don't have another computer or anything. I just have my phone. But, like, deep philosophical questions and, like, see what the other person's response is. And then we, like, talk about it for a little bit.
Well, I did that actually for a month. I pulled up all of them. You could go on YouTube and pull up all my stuff, man. I mean, we're talking.
We should do like a little session, like a mini session about it.
Actually,
Don't get too busy, bro.
I'm going on hour number 3.
Oh, dude. Okay, I get it.
I already done 4 energy readings today.
Alright, dude. Bet. I feel it. Respect.
I'm literally on a page where the other person in here wants to get an energy reading, but they're shy to call in right now. Otherwise, they would be.
Oh, dude. Let me dip out, and then like maybe they'll want to come in.
You're okay. See what I'm saying? Like, and here you see another energy reading that's done. See, she's waiting there right now. She's like, should I call in?
Okay.
It's so
wait,
funny.
I'll wait. Dude, I'll be super quiet. Okay, okay. I'm not here.
No, it's okay. We're just she'll end up calling in if she wants to get her energy reading, or she'll miss out on the opportunity. It's up to her. It's kind of funny because
you honestly really should. Oh shit! Sorry. I mean shoot.
I'm gonna invite you on here again. See if you want to get in there or not. Here, let's see if we can get this thing going. So yeah, it's kind of cool to use these types of things. Like, honestly, yogis have been doing this for a very long time. But
you keep using that term. What is that? Like a yogi?
A yogi is a person who is at a place inside where the energy is sufficient for them to be themselves.
Oh, bet.
So it's kind of like Yoda.
Okay. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
But what I can say is this Yoda's been working at this for years. I mean, years. I literally have bypassed the first year where I've been doing videos on a pretty frequent basis.
Hey, dude, you want to do me a favor and, like, type in your YouTube, and then I'll take a screenshot of it, and I'll look it up later?
So, I can give it to you, but I don't know how to type it in here. Alright, here we go. There we go.
Tap on the screen. There you go. Don't get scared, because I'm going to take a screenshot. If you want to pose. But...
Well, Tyra had been waiting for a very long time to get her energy reading. She's like, okay, when am I going to call in? When am I going to call in? There we go. Blessings, Tyra. How you doing?
I still see the countdown. You can hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hi. So you said, she's going to miss out on her opportunity. I said, so he's going to try to guilt me up here.
So yeah, so you think a lot, huh?
I definitely do.
So you use your yellow energy to actually be the part that flows inside of you a lot.
Bobby, you're cool. I thought it was hilarious every time you tried not to cuss.
So.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm being quiet. It's your time.
It's all good.
So that's where you flow from, though. But you also do use your heart a lot, huh?
Yep.
So whatever kind of profession you do is not physical, but you actually deal with people a lot.
Yep.
So this has been a hard time for you because you're a social person.
No, I absolutely love being at home. This has been the best time of my life. But my job,
here we
I
go.
like to work with people. I like to work
There
with
we
people.
go. There we go. I can tell it right in itself. You're seeing the positivity because you think, although the whole entire being feels that peace because you enjoy to work with people.
Yeah.
So that's the part in that connection. And so you do have the understanding of the situation. It's the relation that's been the most challenging. It's that upper part of your heart that's been the part that's really been challenging you.
The upper part?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean.
So, okay, I'll go ahead and explain this. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys. Give me a minute here.
I love it.
I'll actually show you guys what I mean by this so you can actually see. When my wife left me, I got a scar on my chest. And that scar that I had on my chest was visible for everybody to see. So I will go ahead and show you what I mean. Do you see the upper and lower chest here?
Those just look like muscles to me.
Okay, you see the bottom chest? The upper chest.
Yep.
Okay, you see the upper bottom chest has to deal with the understanding of the heart. The upper chest has to deal with the relation of the heart.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're just like a gym rat.
I was not even lifting weights. This came from meditation.
What?
So what I'm telling you is, what is in the mind, the body can achieve when the mentality is in place.
Dang.
So
I'm going to the gym, trying to get swole, and I can just meditate.
yeah, you really could. So
I've never tried it, dude. I've always been super interested in like the whole meditation thing, but I've never tried it. I've never had like a teacher to like, this is how you do it.
well,
Yeah.
I have a video on YouTube about how to do meditation that I did with somebody who had stage 4 metastasized cancer who sat down and did meditation with me. So I have worked with people other than myself.
Anyways, dude, sorry. I said I was going to be quiet, but yeah, dude, continue with your reading.
So that is basically where the challenge lays. And so that's why that depth perception and that place where you're searching for inside the most, Kara, is inside of your depth perception, because you're trying to elevate it there. And that's why your nervous system takes that effect from it.
Like that, I feel like that speaks to me because I am always nervous for no reason.
And that nervous system,
Like when you called me shy, I don't really think that I'm shy, but I do get nervous to call in. But I don't know why. It's like out of my control.
there we go. This is what meditation works with. It works with the nervous system. It works with the energy inside of oneself to where each part of oneself works. So, for instance, here on one side we have somebody who has orange energy dominance, and on the other side we have somebody who has a yellow energy dominance. So what we're talking about is two different universes here. Do you see how the thought process and they're different? They're different in their own reading and their own combination. That's why it's called an energy reading. Are you guys getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's the spending of hours and hours and hours and hours of working on meditation that I've gotten to the place to start to be able to read these energies. And people just say, oh, you got this aura. It's a lot more complicated than, hey, you're a yellow aura. It's more so what's really going on inside. How does your energy flow? Where do you go to get your what brings you closer to being yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's really fun to do 2 energy readings like that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember doing 7 one day, and then the next day I was exactly exhausted because I'd used all my energy to help read multiple energy readings back to back. And as you watched, Tara, I read other people's energy too, huh?
Yeah. Right. True.
Yeah, nah, dude, I'm pretty chill.
So what kind of challenges are you facing off against right now, Kara? You said that you're used to being around people a lot. You're at home now. You're embracing the time that you have at home. But you'd rather be with people, right?
I don't know how I would answer that. I'd rather be at home, I think. I just really, like, this is why Periscope is amazing. Because it's I get the best of both worlds. So I get to be with people, but I also get to be by myself in my home.
But if you could be with people and you didn't have to work, you would.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Because I haven't been I don't know what the world I should be doing with myself, really, because I have to have money, and that's always, the main problem is that in order to pay my bills, I just stick with the jobs I have because I have a good job, but I know it's not where I want to be.
Okay, and this is where that third part, you saw that motivation, that meditation, and that inspiration?
Right?
This is where the inspirational piece comes in. Every day, I talk about focus for 30 minutes a day, every single day. I talk a minimum of an hour a day. Now, the reason why is because of that question you just asked. And so, I'm going to go back to a time when I lost everything, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm going to show you guys what I used so that I could make it through my own challenges.
Okay. As long as you're comfortable with it, brother.
Notepad. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's scrolling hella fast, but what is it?
Do you see these?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, a lot of messages.
Sitting down with yourself, writing your mentality down, writing your challenges down, helps you to find yourself.
Oh, dude, like journaling.
Yes.
Dude, I got hella journals.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. Yeah, dude, me too.
It's so hard for you not to cuss. It's hilarious.
You know, it really is, dude. I cuss on the like for no reason. It's not even like because I'm mad or anything.
Right.
I just
So,
like I don't know, start talking.
so when you put yourself in that place, that's where you start to do it. And that's it. That's
Oh, okay.
So it's like, that's how I feel. I just feel like, I hear you, but I feel like I've been doing it all. I always feel like I've already understood everything, but yet.
Relax.
story. Another story. Ready for another story? Married to my wife, 8 years, trying to figure out my wife. I was married, I thought I knew her, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had been working, I was used to taking out a card with me. I would go places, I would always use a card. I always had all the money to pay for it. Inside of her internal being, she always wanted me to carry $20 cash. Until I sat down and wrote it down, everything, all the experiences that I was having, like for instance, when you have people in your life, you want to write down and start to study the people that you have around you and the way in which they react to you. And so as you start to give yourself that place and you write your mind, you write what's positive and negative happening, then you can search out the positivity.
Yeah.
So
I guess it is more focused, as you say. So
That's a good question.
maybe my journaling has been too much of venting and not so much focused.
well, it's healthy to vent. It's healthy to vent. And then you go back and check it the second time. So if you're writing, it's a good thing you're writing everything down. Do you understand what I'm saying, Kara?
Mm-hmm.
It's to then go back and rewrite it down. And when you sit down that second time you go to rewrite it down, then when you write it down, see how you can start turning those things positive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this didn't work. This didn't work. How am I going to work out that challenge?
I mean, I still think it'd be fun to ask us like some philosophical questions, man. Like, see how we change. Not change, but like, discuss. Not argue, but discuss the answers. Because I think it's very interesting when those come up,
They are.
And we can, if I have this point of view and whoever, I never even got her name, but the other caller in here.
Yeah, Kara.
Tahara? Takara. Takara. I say with a Spanish accent. Okay, so Takara.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So maybe we have a different, viewpoint, and then we can discuss it, and then,
Okay. So,
I've always thought, okay.
have you guys been to Europe?
Nope. Well, I have, but I was just a baby, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
Nah, dude. I've always been watching Sadie. What's up? Represent. Yeah. I'm joking.
Okay. So when you're in Europe, you go into a museum, and when you go in a museum, you look at a photo, right?
So,
And for instance, Monet. Thousands of people look at that photo before it even hits 1,000 words. So when we do something to the point where we do it with that kind of mentality, then what people are looking at is your work. That should be really where work is, in that level of mind. A lot of people are stopped before they reach that level of mindset. Why?
well, dude, honestly, I feel like it's like Plato's allegory of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about that?
Why don't you share it?
Okay, so the whole thing about Plato's allegory of the cave. Okay, so let's pretend you, me, and Takara, we're all chained Takara, we're all chained up, okay? We're in a cave, okay? We're all chained up, we're looking at a wall, okay? And there's a fire, let's say, 30 feet behind us, okay? So we can see our shadows, yours, mine, and Takara's.
There you go.
So we see our shadows on the wall. We've been chained there since like 3 years old, and now we're our ages. That is our entire life in front of us, okay? There's a flat wall in front of us. We see our shadows. Every now and again, we see somebody walk by between us and the fire. And we're like, oh, there goes a guard. There goes a person. Oh, that guy's holding a spear. I see it in the shadow. But that's what we know. That's our reality, okay? So one day, I'm like, dude, Takara, let's get out of here. Like, let's get out of here. And she's like, okay, yeah, dude, yeah, bet, let's do it. So then, I don't even know the sculptor's name either. But, like, we all break out, okay? We all break out. You know, we get past the guards, we get past the fire, and we come out of the cave. Boom, first thing, you know, it's like when you go to a movie at noon and you get out, because, like, in the movie theater, it's, like, super dark, right? And you get out and it's, like, super bright and it's like, ah. That's what reality is. That's what the reality is. Now we see actual people. We see actual spears. We see what it is. A lot of people don't like that. They're like, no, that's not what it is. I've seen this before. This is my entire life. This is what I know. I don't like this. That's not what it is. I know what it is. So a lot of people, they go back in the cave, back to their shadows, back to their reality. Yeah, the cave is not the reality. Once you come out of the cave, that's what it is. That's the reality.
So,
but some people are so used to what they know, and it hurts, you know, when you come
Yep.
out away from your reality, it hurts, because you're like, I know what it is. It hurts to change your mindset, and that's what a lot of people don't like to do, but I think we have to do that. Again, Plato has this quote that says, if you're uncomfortable, that's when you're learning. If you're comfortable and you're not learning, you have to be uncomfortable.
there's a saying that says that the wolf climbing the hill is always more hungry than the wolf that's on top of the hill.
Exactly.
And so, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was asked the same question. So now that you're on top of your game, who is your greatest competition? And Bruce Lee answered that question in perfect formality. He said that ultimately expressing oneself in a combative form is what martial arts is.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are who we are inside and we start to understand ourselves, then our path, then our journey lays itself in front of you. It's until you allow yourself that place. And it's with that mentality that a lot of people have disabled themselves to make themselves uncomfortable. And as I was driving hundreds I did 14,000 Uber trips with customers in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing that people were lacking was self-love. And self-love is a choice that comes from the ability to have knowledge of self, and self-understanding shows as a reflection of self-love.
And see, and it comes back to Plato. You know, you gotta expand. Well, you know, I know it's cheesy, but like expand your horizons, dude. You gotta get out of your comfortability zone.
Definitely, 100%. Like, in the beginning, I started getting out there, trying to help people read energy. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and just try this. I've been doing this for years. I'd go in the sauna, I'd sit down, I'd talk with people, I'd have them in my car, I'd be driving, and I'd have them, and then they would be asking me questions, and I'd be like, boom, right into it, locked in, let's do this. Here's your energy. And I wouldn't even tell them it was their energy. But meanwhile, I could see the energy inside of the sauna. I could read the energy. And so I tried to do it online, and what happened? I started creating a network, and I started finding people, and a girl with stage 4 cancer seeked me out, and she's liberated fully now, she's gone past beyond this life, she was able to find the understanding of her own purpose.
Oh, that's what's up, dude.
And I have a screenshot of the day that she passed away, and me saying blessings to her, and her listening to the meditation video that her and I did together, and so she was able to excel past this life. And so I see all of these people out there, and I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to help people out with these kind of skills, because we all have them. Each of you have your own skills. It's when you focus into them that opens you up and brings you out of that cave.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude, you should definitely, you know, check out that. It's such a beautiful allegory, honestly.
Yeah.
It applies to all of us in such big ways, bro.
I agree with you that there's a lot of amazing quotes across the face of the planet. You know, that also goes alongside with the story of Buddha. Are you familiar with the story of Buddha?
I don't know the story of him, but like when I was in college, bro, we did a comparative religions class. I got Christian, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh hell yeah, dude, because that's what I know. But then other things came up where I had to leave. But so I didn't hear the reports on the other ones. But yeah, dude, go ahead.
So Buddha was known as King Buddha, and he was a prince in a kingdom, and he had never seen those types of things. So they kept him shielded, same way you're talking about that story.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day he gets taken outside of the temple, like the castle walls, and when he goes outside, he ends up seeing all the things that are happening around him, and he sees the people that are starving, and he sees the people, all those things.
Yeah.
And so at night he escapes the city, and he goes out and he sits down under a tree, and he says, I'm not leaving here until I have an understanding.
Okay.
So King Buddha stays there for some time, and I don't mean just time. We're talking time.
Yeah.
Days, weeks, months. And he sits under this tree and he meditates, and he closes his eyes, and Buddha wakes up like a skeleton. All of his let me see if I can find a picture of what I'm talking about. It's a level of meditation that people achieve only when they're willing for the internal to be greater than the outside. And so he wakes up and he stares for 3 days straight in understanding. And so as he stares there for 3 days straight, he starts to get the understanding that our being is to be present, not to not be present. And so there's a form of meditation known as the Buddha stare, because he stared for 3 days straight without blinking once. That's a part of it. That's how that story goes. And so that is where I started to learn about open-eyed meditation. And so inside of that meditation, where you go to that place inside of yourself you bypass what other people would call emotion. And when you bypass the emotion, you break away from the chains that would stop you from seeing your mind has its purpose. And it's the understanding that you're sufficient inside of yourself, that the years that you've been alive, that the challenges you've been through, they're all there to teach you. They're not there to stop you. You're never meant to stop you. You're always, all the challenges that you faced off against, every tear you've had, every pain you've felt, everything is all there so you can learn the lessons behind them.
That's what makes us who we are.
And so that means we're each the best teacher in our life. We're also the best student of our life.
That's what's up.
And it's when we become best friends with that teacher inside of ourselves that we start to see that the best friend lives inside of you. It's when we stop seeking out it in other people and we start seeking out it inside of ourselves, the positivity starts to become your friend, as Einstein stated. And it's where I was inside of the sauna and I went from loving somebody more than I loved myself to the point where I became my own best friend. Like, you know when you read a book and you're inside the book and you start to become your friend in the book and you're like, wow, let's do this.
Yeah.
That is you becoming your best friend. And at a certain point with meditation, you become your best friend and your breath becomes that comfort that you have inside of yourself. And I just want to share that with you guys, that you can become your best friend, but you got to look inside first to find the answers. They already lay inside you. You're sufficient to be you. Like, you don't ever have to wait for a day to be qualified to be yourself.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever tells you otherwise, they obviously don't know themselves.
Well, I mean, like, if anybody tells you something different, it's the whole crab in the bucket thing. Because, you know, like, when they fish for crabs, like literal crabs, not the STD, but like the whole crab thing, dude, the crabs at the bottom will grab the other crabs to drag them back in deeper into that bucket to help themselves out of the bucket. And
Yep.
I feel like we have to constantly think of that, dude. Because a lot of our friends, so-called friends, air quotes, will do that with us. And that's not... Our friends need to help us, like, when we reach, like, a milestone or something like that, our friends should, like, celebrate that. Like, that's amazing, dude. I'm glad you got that new job. I'm glad you bought that new house. That's amazing.
Yep.
There's a lot of friends who are, like, they'll low-key, like, indirectly, passively aggressive, be like, oh, no, it's nothing, that's nothing. And, like, you feel like shit for your accomplishments, you know? That's not cool. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, it's because they don't really know you.
Even they're working on their own things as well, bro. I mean, they might know you, dude, honestly, but they just don't like to see other people succeed. You know,
Well,
so they're your so-called friends.
So what I'm saying is they don't really know you because they might be searching for the you that you are not.
Yeah, that's true.
So, see, that's the reason why self-honesty is the hardest trait on the face of the planet to work with.
Yeah.
You could be honest to every other person on the face of the planet but yourself, and if you're not honest with yourself, then everything else doesn't work. See, meditation is like a flower, okay? You see this flower here?
Yep.
The outside of the flower represents your breath. Each individual breath that you have is related to a part of the knowledge which is on the inside of you. So, this is the chapter right here, the whole chapter. So this is page 1 through 50, say, of chapter 1. And so understanding chapter 1 takes getting to the place where the knowledge inside exists. So that's what meditation is. All it is self-study. Like, people go to school for years and years and years to learn about, you know, I don't know. What have you guys, I mean, what's your favorite subject? I'll give you an example.
Psychology.
Okay. People go to school for years and years and years to figure out how the brain thinks, right?
It's not just the brain, but yeah.
The human being thinks.
Yeah, most def, yeah.
So they go to work to understand how the human being works.
Okay.
So now they study on this. Now, as they're studying, their breaths are coming in and out, their thought process is working, their ability to get there is working, the knowledge is coming through the process of focus into the inside until it achieves that place inside of you where it stores that knowledge. This mass gaining that knowledge, that mass and energy are interchangeable, that Einstein's theory of relativity, that thing. So on the inside is knowledge. Inside of you, everything that you've been through is knowledge. The level of focus to get there is where meditation is. It's inside of that level of focus.
Yeah.
Now, the level of extraction inside of you, it's already sufficient. When you go and you learn something the first time, it's how focused you are. You getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm a liar. I wasn't listening like for half of that.
Okay.
I'm trying to fucking find my things.
If I gave you a book and you set it on the table, right? Describe to me what a book is. I mean, there's words inside of a book. There's knowledge inside of a book.
A book is a source of knowledge.
There's chapters inside of a book. There's pages inside of a book.
Okay.
There's a front and back cover, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you a front and back cover? When you see you, you are a front and back cover.
I think I'm a chapter.
You are also chapters. You are also pages.
Sorry, dude. I'm about to lay on my bed. It's going to sound like a fart. I don't know why my bed is so creepy, but it is. Okay, alright. You have my undivided attention now.
So, mass and energy are interchangeable. You are both mass and energy, right?
Uh-huh.
So, the understanding of psychology is what?
Mostly, I think the root of it is empathy. The understanding, the whole put yourself in my shoes type of thing. It's the study of there's no right or wrong answer.
And that's why, at an ultimate level inside, good and bad don't exist. At an ultimate level, good and bad don't exist.
An ethical level, it does, you know? But even that is questionable.
So what I'm saying is that good and bad don't exist because once you vibrate your vibration to a certain level, you are either doing things positive or negative in the universe. That
I think we should pull up those questions, bro, and see how we think. I think that'd be really interesting.
Well, it's a really cool thing. Okay, here's where I got to that place. I was inside the sauna and I was meditating, and all of a sudden I shattered that lotus, which is basically the outer shell, and I started working with the energy inside. Now, in meditation, those pages are known as Kundalini, the flower. You ever heard of the lotus?
The lotus flower?
Yeah.
I mean, like the actual? Yeah.
So the flower, inside the flower is the bud.
Yeah.
That bud inside of you is the knowledge inside of you and the actual energy root seed of that knowledge. So what stops you from reaching that level of knowledge inside of yourself is the petals to the depth of your... Awesome. To the depth of what you have inside of you. Do you get what I'm saying? So at that level where your knowledge starts to become extracted, if we pull all of that stuff that makes you feel pain, if we take the emotions away from you, you're going to find a level of knowledge inside of you to where those become reflections. Think of it this way. If you have do you have any nieces, nephews, children that you, yeah?
Yeah, I have 4 nephews and 6 nieces.
Okay.
Well, 7, no. My sister actually gave birth 2 days ago.
Oh, blessings.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Tara, do you have any as well? Do you have any nieces and nephews, brothers, sisters, younger people like in school that you know?
Yeah. Yep. My baby girl's 11 in a couple of days, and I have 2 nephews.
Okay.
They're both high school-ish, middle school and high school.
Okay. Now, you've gone through a lot. You've both gone through. Have you both taught them, or have had any way that you've taught?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Okay.
Can I share a story real quick?
Sure.
So there was this one time, bro. Like my oldest nephew, well, my second oldest nephew, Anthony.
Uh-huh.
We were doing a fire, and up in northern Washington, there isn't really like a lot to do, but I invited him out to there was like a family function. I was like, Anthony, dude, come on, let's go start the fire. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, dude, come on. And he was like 15 years old. And I showed him how to start a fire. And, we started the fire, dude, and we were sitting there before the family came out. And I was like, because he only has my sister, his mom.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, Anthony, I know you don't have a strong male role model, but I want to be that for you, bro. Like, I will always be here for you. I don't care if you want questions on why you growing pubic hairs or your first love or anything, dude. I'm here for you because he doesn't have that male role model, and I'm here for him. I love it. Like,
Okay.
I love him so much.
I want you to take back for a moment where you guys were doing the fire. You remember you were doing the fire. Do you remember the minute he was afraid to do the fire before you helped him to do the fire?
No, dude, he wasn't scared. He was, super excited about it. What do you mean?
Okay, what I'm saying is like you were showing him and he was feeling an emotion.
Yeah.
Okay. So fear is just an emotion. Many other emotions can show.
It wasn't fear. There was no fear. What do you mean?
What I'm saying is that every emotion that we have is learned.
But there wasn't any fear, dude.
I understand. It might have been excitement.
Honestly, the emotion he might have felt was, abandonment or, sadness. Or
No.
depression.
What I'm trying to say is that before he knew how to make a fire, he didn't know how to make a fire.
Well, worthlessness, I guess.
So at that time, he didn't know how to make a fire, but now he knows how to make a fire, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, in school, we don't learn something until we learn it. We go through a full spectrum of emotions.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I don't know why I chose this picture as my profile picture. That's when I got hit by a truck, dude.
Well,
this is the first time I'm actually looking at my phone.
so when you have that kind of learning, you get past the emotion. Because now the fire started, so now you know how to make that fire, right?
I mean, you kind of cut me off until, the root of my story. But, yeah.
I want to listen to the rest of it, but I was asking a question about that story.
Okay, yeah, dude, go ahead.
So, as soon as he saw that, he became excited, right? When you first...
Yeah.
So this means that before that time, there was an unknowing. And at the time of that fire, there was a knowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this means that that emotion of excitement was learned.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is when you have children or you deal with things, you're going to see them go through things, and once they elevate their mind past it, It no longer affects them.
It wasn't that deep, brother. Like, it wasn't that deep. I was literally just showing them how to, like, start a fire.
Right. In life, we get those kind of challenges, though, was what I'm trying to say. And so when focus becomes that liberation inside, that is what I'm talking about. It's you.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
It's giving yourself that place where you see a kid learning in first grade. If you take a first grade assignment,
This guy was like in like, yeah, he's a sophomore, dude. He's like,
I'll give you an example.
14 years old.
First grader takes a 12th grade test. If I hand you something you don't know, you might start getting emotional. You might get frustrated. All these different parts of you are going to come out trying to figure out how to do that, right? If I give that same test to a 12th grader that has a first grade assignment, like for instance, Takara, when your kid is working on a homework assignment and you know everything about it, and you're just like, come on, you can learn this for yourself.
Yes.
You see them emotional, they're pouting, they're mom, I can't do this, and you're just like, oh my goodness, just gain the knowledge to be able to do it, right?
Yes.
On that page where you are, where they are, your knowledge is there, right? So the thing that really exists is the knowledge. That is what you're seeing with their emotions showing up. I was sitting down with a friend, I'll give you another example, the same thing that we're talking about. I had my legs crossed. I was doing meditation. I was helping out a friend. And we're sitting down doing meditation, and I know this person, she can do meditation. She could cross her legs, and she could sit there for an hour with her legs crossed. But her mind was in a different place to where the energy was not allowing her to do that. So instead of focusing past that, she was stopping herself physically. That is important. Well, that connection's important too, Bobby. Do you get what I'm saying, Bobby? Your connection is important. And that will build a greater bond later. See, that thing is that the knowledge was there that you care.
Sorry. But yeah, dude, I just wanted to break through that, like, false barrier of, like, guys have no emotions, guys should suck it up, guys need to fucking don't cry, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, guys get sad, too. And I don't want my nephew to feel like that he can't be sad. Like, that's retarded. Guys get sad.
I hear what you're saying. And it's when you're honest with yourself that you start to overcome it.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm hella sad. Like, I'm hella tight with my father. It's just that my nephew, Anthony, he doesn't have a father. And obviously, I'm not his dad. I'm his mom's brother. But, like, I'll be there for him if he needs it.
Yeah. Well, Kara could probably talk on that. She has a child, right?
Okay. So, how do you feel about that?
Talk on what part?
Well, Bob, ask the question.
So, Takara, how would you feel if one of your... Wait, do you have brothers?
I have a sister.
Okay, well...
She's married, so he's like a brother.
Okay, so your sister's husband, if he came at one of your children and he was like, hey, I'll be there for you if you need me.
Motivation, meditation, inspiration.